Hey folks, welcome back to the lab. What we have for our project tonight is something from across the pond. This is a CHALWYN, and it's the first one in my shop. And this is a Far East MK.2. And I haven't touched it. Well, I've touched it. Obviously, I had to carry it home. This is a flea market find this afternoon. And it's pretty bad. It's in pretty bad shape here. But not the worst. And at least that's was my preliminary check of it. The burner looks like an issue. So we'll see what might be interchangeable with that. I haven't checked the filler cap or I haven't checked anything. But we are going to get this baby cleaned up. We'll probably trash that paint. I mean, look at what's left. Still gonna clean it and take a look, but I don't think so. So, all right, let's get to this thing. Right. Okay. Well, where to start? Let's get this glass out of here. Take a look at it. Oh, that thumb ring hadn't been used in a really long time. Ooh, crusty. So this was at a flea market, and there's a guy that, he's a junk dealer. He's got just really junky antiques, and he had these big totes full of stuff that they will unpack and put on these tables. Sorry, it's story time with me here. And he goes, hey, you know, I have more lanterns over here in this tote. And he had this tote, and it had like 4 inches of water in it. Like, yeah, we had rain the other day. Like, well, it hasn't rained around here in like 8 days. So you can see why crap sits like this and why his stuff doesn't sell it. I mean, it's the same stuff sitting there every week. His lantern prices are ridiculous. But this was, I gave him the one too. I said, this thing is a piece of crap. So I got a good deal on it. So, all right, let's see here. Well, glass is just fine. Look at that. That's an interesting, it kind of looks like it got a bee sting on its lip. Yeah, we'll clean that up. I'll put that over here. Actually, I'll get it off the table. Okay. So let's check this burner out. And you can see, you know, I got this new tripod. I'm trying to get used to, you know, how to set it up. The old one was pretty easy, but it was kind of the over your shoulder view. This is more like in my face view because I see cell phone and not much else. All right, and you can see by the wings here that it was obviously just sitting there, so. Well, what's holding it then? So I can see that the little holes that the wings go in, what is holding that in place? I don't think any amount of lube's gonna help that. Let's see. We can coax this up a little bit. All right, good. There we go. That's going to come up. There. Rotting wick. Wow. Wow. Just crumbling. Okay, so let's see. Filler cap? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I'm looking to see how this stuff's constructed and see how I can get these out here. I think I can get this out here because this is extremely flimsy. And I haven't taken one apart that has this over here yet. It's always been solder. So why? Oh, Oh, I almost stabbed myself through the hand. That time too. Let's go a little bigger. Hopefully I can get this back in with a tight enough bend that'll hold it on nice and tight. It's coming. I'm going to straighten those little pins out once we get it out. Okay, great. All right, well, I've seen a lot worse than that. Okay. I still think this paint's got to go. That's the original color. That's nice. The only thing unaffected is like the lift lever and the little lift mechanism here. Everything else is trashed on this thing. Of course, that is seized up. It'll be interesting to see what I get out of this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just rip out some. I'm going to put some WD in there and just let that soak into that wick and get down into, yeah, get down in there like that. Go down inside there and free everything up. Run and be free, young WD-40. That's already moving more. All right, we'll give that a little time. Let's, while we're here with the WD, lube up. Oh, okay. Well, the filler cap stem there doesn't look bad at all, but we'll lube this up. Trying to hold it right so gravity does its job and goes, oh, Jesus. Okay, so while that does that, I'm going to take this bail off, which didn't take any effort at all, and that's actually immaculate, which is weird. All right, so this cutting board is full of rust, but let's get more out. Oh, wow, what is coming out of there? Holy moly, what is that? It must be rotted. It's like dirt. It is. That is sand. Interesting. Wow, there's a lot of shit in there. Pardon my French. Big chunks, too. Okay. Let me clean all this off of here before we go any further. Just clean this up, too. Man. All that was in the fountain. That whole thing. Wow. That was in the fountain. So if there's sand, salt air could have done this to it. Okay. See if I can coat this a little bit. promising. What's probably not going to be promising is looking in this tank. Not horrible. All right, well, that might be a pinhole, but will look better. I'll bet you that's going to be a pinhole. But I think I'm going to take the paint off because, I mean, look, really. All right. I don't know if you heard the angry cat behind me, but she's getting bugged by another cat. She doesn't like it. Okay. Oof. I'm just gonna go straight to stripping the paint off this. This is pathetic. This needs next level. Yeah. Okay. This is a strip the paint deal for sure. All right. Let's go strip some paint. And if you've been watching the channel, there's plenty of videos showing me stripping paint. You don't need to see that. If you think you do, need to see more paint stripping. Those brass. Oh, these tabs up top being a little brittle. Gotta keep an eye on those. All right. Up to the sink to do some stripping. And, oh yeah, can't forget that. Probably going to be the hardest to get the paint off because the paint is just unaffected by much of anything here. This looks like it was barely used, but just stored wrong. I don't know. Because I don't see a whole lot of, there's no carbon buildup or anything on the bottom either. So who knows? Who knows? Okay, let's get to it. All right, while I'm attempting to put on a second coat of stripper on the lantern, I thought I'd come back in here and get this little cap cleaned up, and this is the lift lever mechanism. And I'm kind of telling by looking at this that this was a pretty modern manufacturing. There's no soldering involved in this or anything. I just put in there and pressed out. I don't know how old it is, but hey, you know what? I never had one of them here in the shop, and I wanted to. So, all right, let's clean this baby up. Made in England. Kind of hard to see. Pretty chewed up on the bottom, but that's very small print, so I'm not surprised you can't see it too good. So we'll try to bring it out a little bit more here. There we go. That's a little better. And work on this. Work on this baby. Well, that's turning now. It's turning. Bayonet's a little bent. So I'm going to yank out that wick. Hopefully we won't mess anything up, but it's turning, so I'm assuming that it's free from the wick. There up out of there. There we go. Wow, that was a mess. Look at that thing. Okay. Trying to think of the best way to bend that back. Maybe on the edge of my cutting board right here. Talk amongst yourselves. well, I did it a little crooked. That's better than it was. And something tells me this whole lantern's going to be crooked. I see England on there, I think. Made in England. Yeah, I think I do. I'm going to try to pop this out of here. If I can figure out how it's put in there, because I'm looking for these little, all right, there they are, those little indentations. I'll see if I can get this baby out of here a little bit. See where the indentations are. There's one. There we go. That's what we need. Oh, good. I can get at that bayonet a little bit better now. Ooh, that's rusty. But it's not going to keep it from running, lighting. But judging by all them pinholes, that's another story. Let's see what we can get out of this. I'm going to put this on the big wheel before I go back and check on that second coat. And I'm going to put this, well, shoot, I can't put this. I'm going to try putting that in my vise without hurting it. Maybe straighten that. Yeah, you know what? That is close enough for, I think, trying to straighten that a little bit more. Could just put tool marks and grossness in it. I'm not too worried about that much turning. Considering the condition, oh yeah, look at that. See that up there? Ooh, gross. Okay. I'm going to go to the big wheel with this. Actually, you know, I'm going to wait till I get the lantern back in there because we want to put, I'm going to put the camera over there and you can watch a little bit of that. And, all right, back to the sink. Man, more junk on the cutting board here. All right, well, we are back from the sink, and I'll tell you what, I just went to rinse out the tank because I saw there was just a bunch of mud coming out of it, so I rinsed it out. And I'm like, wow, the water is going in here real quick. Well, the bottom is riddled like a shower head. Sorry, I'm still toying with this new tripod. It's just a pain in the butt to move it just a little bit. But look at that. Everywhere. Wow. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the lights off. I'm going to put a flashlight. Oh, man, I can see it from here. This is ridiculous. I'm going to put a flashlight down the tank, turn some lights off, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, let's turn out some lights. I can see the holes already. Wait till you see this. Did I say shower head or what? Look at that. I got to take a picture of that. Doink. Wow. That is nuts, man. Look at that. Well, what does that say? Does that say JB Weld it? Just all over the bottom? Or what? I don't think seal all is going to... I don't think. I don't know. That's just some big holes, man. Holy smokes. And I did see a couple. There's one. There's another one. They're high up, too. Well, not too bad on the sides. That's good. Maybe I can put some... Oh, yeah, there's another one there. I see a couple. Look at that. Oh, boy. Yeah. And I'm going to take this to the big wheel as well as these parts because you can see this some of this pesky paint stick around on some of these spots. And see if I get anything out of that. So we have important things to think about. You know, am I going crazy on this to get it so I can fire it up? Or what? Or, you know, just display it just because I don't have one. Well, hey, you know, the decisions I need to make could be worse, right? I mean, hey. It costs next to nothing. Although, you know, a couple of hot dogs worth of money. I'm going to go hit the big wheel here and let's see if we can get a little something, something. So if I get this to look, you know, halfway presentable, maybe I'll be happy about it and try to seal that tank. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see what's next here. All right, let's see what this angle does for us. Probably wondering why I have all this stuff in a bin like this. Because you'll see, because I'll probably be time-lapsing a good portion of this big wheel grindage, but stuff migrates all over this table. You'll see stuff moving. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny to watch in time-lapse. So, I'm going to put my headset on here, my headlamp, and let's see what happens. All right, well, I'm going to bring Super Baby up here to hang out. Okay. This thing is riddled. Yeah, this thing is a shower curtain all around. So as I was getting some of that oxidation off, all these holes popped up. Look at that. And it's interesting how they're in a line there. I'm curious what that line lines up to. Maybe that's, I bet you it probably sat full of water like that, right? Probably for a long time. Holy moly. So, okay. So there's, I'm a little worried about this thing. I mean, it's going to work, but the wick's not going to be completely shielded there. I'm not sure what that's going to mean for how it burns, but I don't think I'm going to burn this. And I don't think any of my junk, oh, look at that. It's coming apart. I don't think any of my junker parts, lanterns have a setup like this. I don't think. Let me check. So here we have a winged wheel. I have a feeling, oh yeah, look at these things. They are the exact same thing. How about that? Wow. Is that mechanism the same too? Pretty close. Not the exact same. Nope. But I'm not going to use the parts off this. I'd rather keep this than this. But I just want to look real quick and see. Oops. How did I do that way? That's a little different. Looks a little wider. I mean, obviously there's differences. What about this part? Why don't I just put this on here? Try that. Well, what about this? Will that sit down in there? Nope. Okay. All right. Well, that answers that question. All right. So, what is next? I think we're gonna take nylon wheel to these hard areas, the very beat up areas, and take it from there. Let's bring out the box. Okay. This is two different kits kind of put together here. I think one of them is cheaper than the other. And I didn't save the little, these purple ones, I forget. I think they are 600 grit. We want something pretty hardy. I'm going to take a couple of 180s and a 120. Because I kind of feel like not hurting this thing. But I kind of want to get through some of this gross, the bad parts of this rust. Let's try it out. And you can see that I'm back to the over the shoulder angle. It's just this new tripod I got is great for photography, you know, and macro and things like that. Great for it. But for shooting video, when you got to move stuff around, it's you'd have to get a video ball head or a head for it, and it just won't work right. So it's way too difficult to adjust to a new position. But I have something coming. Hopefully, we'll be here this week, and something that'll make it a lot easier and all kinds of fun new angles. I hope. All right, let's get us some of these. Wow. Man, I'm just seeing holes everywhere I look. All right. Yeah, if I haven't said it before, I know I've said it before, but maybe if you didn't catch it, you get these nylon bits. You hit edges and little holes and little things like, let's say, like these corners and these holes, and just little things that these little tiny fibers of nylon will get caught in. These like that right there, that shredding this, because I just started with this a minute ago and look at it. You see the difference already. So you gotta choose your weapons. You're going around a bunch of areas like with holes like this up in here. Well, it's still gonna shred it, but I mean yeah. These things will shred real easy. So you do an open surface, you know, things like this. They'll last a lot longer. About the minute you start going like at these letters and up in here and around stuff, they're gonna start shredding really quick. But they're not expensive, so you know. You want to go through them, that's cool. I'm going to go up a coarseness here. I'm going to go to the gold ones. Unless there's some heavy stuff here. This could, you know, this might etch and scratch a bit, but that's, you know, kind of a brush look to the tin is better than this really heavy rust. trying to get this chimney kind of smoothed out because this chimney is not moving up and down very well. I think it's time to go to some more specialized metal bits, wire bits. Yeah, I need to. You know what I got? I might have replacements for this. I do. Yeah, that's pretty chewed up. This looks to be okay. I mean, unless there's threads in there that are bad. But you know what? Why not? Why not change them out? Why not skis? Okay. These different sizes? Oh, shit. I don't know what to do with the different sizes. What size? Where's that one? All right, so that's the big boy here. Different sizes. Oh, shit. Okay, so these are going to go in. What's the other? Dremel bits. Well, let me wait. Make sure it works first. Okay. That goes in there. All right, what tool are we going to play with first? We'll go with a pointy bit. Oops. Oh, yeah, it tightens up good now. Excellent. All right, let's get in some spots here. Wow. But I think we'll do some steel woolen on this thing. Okay. All right, let's get some steel wool going here. Let's start on this shower head, shall we? Well, not super great though. Oof. Yeah, I'm trying to find a sweet spot for it, but there isn't one. Well, that might be one. Okay. So, that. Yeah, these are These lanterns are flimsy, man. Flimsy. This is not the first lantern here in the shop that had a fountain full of sand. And it was a dark sand like that. If there's anything I do like about lantern, is all the embossing all over it. So, you know, it's got embossing on the cap and on the fount and on the crown and on the glass. So that's good. I like that. That was the only part that was having me cling a bit more to it being old, but it's not. Look at that. I mean, that's just, yeah. So, let's, gotta do, I don't know. I gotta straighten out those little tabs. Where's my good tab straightener outer? There you are. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Man, yeah, this metal feels like it's gonna break because it's so cheesy. Ah, and it did. Let's see if this one breaks off. Yep. All right. Wow. Okay. It just snapped right off. Son of a gun. Okay, I'm gonna just have to think of something here. I'll just have to solder those. I don't know if I'm gonna get enough meat to hold them in place, but I'm gonna give it a try, I think. Because why not? All right. Yeah, it's really hard to say whether soldering this is gonna do anything. Come on now, grip. Okay. It's, yeah, you guys can tell how much fun I'm having with this. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of hammer marks there and there to give me a little more room on this metal to grab a hold of. So why not? You know what? That's where this thing is at. Where we're at with it. All right. I'm going to do a little indentation here to give me a little meat. On that bracket for me to solder to. That'll work. See what I'm doing? Just a little indentation. I'm not saying you should do this, but I'm doing things of stuff. So that'll give me a good little pool too. Good little pool area for the solder to kind of hang out. Yeah, why not? I could possibly get a whole lift lever mechanism and the globe guard and globe plate and everything from probably one of those winged wheels or something like that, but hey, you know. All right, maybe this will work. Let me put that thing back on and we'll take a look. So that idea didn't work. I had to get a little screwdriver in there and pull those holes back out because it wasn't, the pegs weren't coming, whatever you want to call them. Pegs weren't coming all the way through. So I kind of bent them back a little bit. Well, let's see what happens now. This, sorry. All right. Now, how do I keep that there? Okay, that's holding it for now. Now we'll get. Okay, I mean, this is something that I'm trying for the first time, and who knows if any of this is going to work, but that'd be cool if it did. I'm going to score this up a little bit. I actually may want to change the position a little bit so I have this up like this for pooling of solder, which is what I'm looking for. I want it to pool in that spot. Still acetone on here. Hey, give that a minute, dry up. Flux it up. Hopefully we can get some of the solder to suck down into that hole and grab on. Hopefully this won't heat sink too much heat away, but we're using a torch, so I think we should be okay. Okay, let's try this out, folks. What do you say? All right. That's all right. Just cover up that whole darn hole. I'm okay with that. Actually, we weren't quite level. Try to bring this up a bit. Let me just redo that a little bit. I think that might work. Can't see it. Can't see it too good. That's just a good angle over here. Get rid of some of this globule here. Oh, this is such a mess. All right, gotta get rid of some of this. Start over. That's better. Okay, I can smooth that out. Hard to say what this is going to do, folks, but hey, this is worth a try. I'm going to lay down Another bead. There. I am going to lay down some solder here and here. Because I got a little bit of wobble, so I don't know what's going to happen there once I start putting real pressure on this mechanism to raise the globe and such. That's pretty awful. Oh, it does not want to get down on there at all. That's better. Good, good, good. Oh, man. Look at that. Man. Okay. Yeah. Why? It's just not wanting to do anything here. Might be because there's rusty metal right there. Okay, well. All right. Well, got the bottom part. That's going to have to be enough for it. I'm not sure why that's not sticking. I'm thinking because it's very rusty metal there. Doesn't like it. All right. All right, so I'll wash up the area with some acetone, get all this melted flux off of all this area. That kind of looks pretty good. I haven't even touched that with the Dremel yet. I don't know, I could have tried the back, but that's rusty as hell too. Okay. All right, now that looks all right. That looks all right. And it's holding tough. All right. Now it's, we already sealed both stuff, and I'd say we can let's treat it, and some other time I'm going to worry about this fountain, or maybe not even ever again at all, ever, with this thing. And I've had a couple of these, just a few. I've had I can count 3, including this, lanterns that just getting into the project. I'm like, oh man, this is just brutal. Where's the fun? Where's the fun in it? But I'm doing it for you, the viewer, so we can all learn things. I just learned to repair. I mean, like say, if this was a lantern that I very much wanted to use, and I didn't care about what it looked like or anything, I would have done this very thing with mine and not care about its curb appeal or anything. Which, you know, it's important to a lot of us. It's a nice looking lantern, right? All right, let's just treat it so it just doesn't get any worse than this. How does that sound? Actually, why don't we put a crown on. And I hope to God these tabs don't break like those other ones did. But something tells you that those other ones were made of a different kind of, even more inferior metal. Okay. Got the trusty chopstick. All right. So far, so good. These are nice big tabs. I do like that part. Good job, England. Big crown tabs. Okay. And I'm not going to pound them down. Normally I get the soft hammer and I kind of pound them down, but they're nice and big. Don't have to worry about that. All right. So that's on. This here. And the bail came off easy. I'm sure it'll go on easy. All right. And this boiled linseed oil, which by the way, I did not boil it myself. It comes boiled. It says right on the label, boiled linseed oil. And this has got about 8% kerosene in it. And if you're new to the channel, in case you're wondering, I am using an old Dollar General little kid's toothbrush, paintbrush, and because I can't get into all the little corners with my fingers, and a rag, so I paint it. I paint on the linseed oil and get in all the cracks and stuff, and then get my rag and wipe off all the excess oil. And I just, it kind of does a buffing job at the same time while wiping it off, because it does take a while to wipe it all off. And it kind of, buffs it and cleans it. And I can wipe it off, keep wiping it off till I get it to the desired like sheen that I like. Like, I like more of a satin. I do not like the wet look. I think the wet look looks awful on an antique. So it's hard for me to say with CHALWYN lanterns. I've heard some others say, in fact, Ken, if you're out there watching, love your channel. And I just happened to see a video since I got this home. I saw it this afternoon, and he had some nice CHALWYN lanterns out there, which I'm sure they were probably a lot older than this one. But the build quality of this is cheesy. I mean, this is like something you would buy now, like a, like a Walmart or a Kmart lantern. Well, this doesn't look absolutely awful, but when you look where all the holes and everything, eesh. I do like what the oil did for it. I like that the oil changed its tone heavily. I don't think 3/4 is it. At least not the hollow kind like I got. Okay, well, no wick. No wick for you, Mr. Wick. That goes on much better now. Oof. That is agili. Okay, where are you, Mr. Straighten out thingies? There you are. All right, I raised up these little wing tabs there a little bit. Guess you got to come down a little bit. I'm very wary of bending these things. I don't want them to snap off. Close. All right, that's good. That's good. Okay. Oh, here we have it. Still has a little bit of cloudiness from some of the rust, but I got a lot of it off with some rust remover gel. But I like the glass. It's interesting anomalies in it here, but it's kind of cool looking. I like it. If anything, I'll keep the darn glass, right? Heck. All right, let's put bail back in. Oof. Bail test. Oh, that bail's weak. All right, we gotta bring this. Bail test. All right. And I got the sniffles from that paint stripper. Okay, well, here we go. CHALWYN Far East MK.2. Well, at least the chimney's coming down now. All right, well, it's a different animal now, isn't it? That's pretty neat. Number 12, made in England. All right, folks, here it is. This was an interesting one. I guess it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the funnest. I'll say that. So, hey, folks, have a good evening. And I got tomorrow. I'm gonna go on an adventure, lantern adventure. I'm excited, and I'll bring you folks along. I'll do a video on it. So, hey, folks, thank you so much for stopping by the lab for another episode. And as usual, me and Supervisor Baby say, don't you go changing. Wow, that is nuts, man. Look at that.